Hey guys, this is Feeding Frenzy 91, and as the title suggests, I'm just going to compare the console launch titles, the console launches I mean, and just on how they were received, what went down, and really the problems that occurred. Let's just start with the Wii U since it went first. The Wii U launched with 32 games, right? And out of the 32 games, the exclusives were in double digits. I think there were about 13 exclusives. I'm not exactly sure about that number. It was pretty hard to get a straight number at this late stage. But the PS4 launched with only... Alright, before, let me just say, I don't count digital games as launch games unless they are brand new to the system. And most of those PS4 games that launched were digital, that were games that had been on the computer, like Warframe. I actually play Warframe, which is a pretty good game, and I played it on the computer. And most of those games were like DC Universe Online and stuff like that. Alright, so the CD games were 13 games for the PS4. 13, which is pretty low. And they had 14 digital games. The Xbox One had 17 games, and 7 of them were digital. Okay? Now, out of all these games, they were, once again, when I count exclusives, I only count exclusives that are on CD, not digital. Alright, out of all the games, Nintendo had about 13 exclusives, as I said before. Xbox One had 6 exclusives, and PS4 had only 2 exclusives. Okay? So, since everybody already knows the Wii U, I'm going to go on the details of the PS4 and Xbox One first. Let's start with the PS4. The PS4, 2 exclusives were Killzone and Shadowfall and Knack. Okay? Now, Killzone Shadowfall got reviews out of this world, but Knack, according to most reviews, was pretty mediocre. Okay? I didn't play the game, but based on how it looks pretty repetitive, and it looks like something that wouldn't be fun unless you're like a little kid. Just keep doing the same thing over and over again. I don't know. I haven't played I haven't played any of these games actually. Maybe some on the Wii U, but I haven't played the PS4, Xbox One yet. So I'm just going based on the reviews, right? Now the Xbox One launched with 6 games, and those 6 games were Dead Rising 3, Fighter Within, Forza 5, Rise, Zoo Tycoon, and Zumba Fitness World Party. Now let me explain this. There are actually 2 articles. They're both from Metacritic. Well, actually I found them on Cineblend, and I'll have them posted in the details below. But they actually say how the Wii U obliterated both the Sony PS4 and the Xbox One when it came to launches. And I agree with it, because truth be told, alright, let me just explain the 2 launches. PS4 launched with 2 games, okay? 2 exclusives, I mean. And I'm like, okay, no, you can't launch with 2 exclusives. That's just too little. To me, when I buy a system, I buy it almost solely for exclusives, okay? I buy, like, alright, when I was just deciding between a 360 and a PS3, this is when the PS3 first was basically new, right? Now, it didn't have too many exclusives when it was new, okay? So, I bought the 360 because the PS3 didn't have too many exclusives. So, and the Xbox 360 at that point had more exclusives than the PS3. So, for someone like me who buys a console, tries to buy the console who gives me the most decent exclusives, the PS4 really let me down when it came to the launch titles, because it only came out with Killzone, Shadowfall, and with Knack. And Knack apparently is mediocre according to most reviews. Now, not to say the Xbox One really left me high and you know, just like feeling good. No, because the Xbox One came out with 6 exclusives, which is good. It's a good number of exclusives, right? But 2 of those were Kinect. I can almost guarantee that half the people who bought Xbox Ones, or even 75%, do not care about those exclusives. And the other 4, out of the other 4, 2 of them were considered mediocre. Rise was one, which was considered dead repetitive. Now, Zoo Tycoon was considered good, right? But Zoo Tycoon is not a game that's going to attract the hardcore gamers. You're building a zoo, and you're like taking care of the animals and stuff. Now, honestly, I kind of like games like that because I like Civilization and stuff. You know, build, take care of. But for a lot of the hardcore gamers, Zoo Tycoon is not going to bring most of the hardcore online. The only 2 games that were considered really good on it were Dead Rising 3, that got good reviews, I mean, and Forza 5. And so, really, the Xbox One and PS4, when it comes to both quality and quantity, were beaten by the Wii U in terms of launch. Now, here's something that I find odd. Other than these, like, a couple articles, it's just strange that, because when Nintendo Wii U first came out, people were complaining that it had no games. I don't hear that with PS4 or Xbox One. I'm not hearing that there are no games. I'm hearing, oh, look at these games, look at Killzone, look at Knack. All right, nothing else. But I'm not hearing that. I'm hearing, look at Forza, look at Dead Rising 3. I'm not hearing from the vast majority that they don't have any games, which they don't right now. Other than digital, and even with the Xbox One, digital is very hard to come by with the Xbox One. The Xbox One in total, all right, if we counted the digital games for the Xbox One, then the Xbox One only has 24 games at launch, which sounds like a big game title. But when when half of those games are third party and are on current gen, that's not exactly that big of a launch title. So with both Xbox One and PS4, now it is true if you count the digital for PS4, you have 27 games in total, which is a better number. But I don't count digital. With both the PS4 and Xbox One, they both let us down at launch. The PS4, to be precise, had games delayed. And of course that was because of the rumor that the PSN wasn't up to date with the PS4, like it wasn't up to par to handle like the online that certain games are going to have. The fact that the PSN crashed on day one kind of showed that that was most likely the reason that these games were delayed. So really, these next-gen consoles, it's just strange. I just find it strange that when it's Nintendo, people are like, oh, let's say that Nintendo has no games, because they don't. But when it's Xbox One and PS4, all I hear about is, oh, let's play these games, let's play these new consoles. I'm like, they don't have any games. I mean, yes, they do, but if you're comparing them to Wii U launch, especially if you're comparing them to Wii U launch, they don't have any games. So I'm just wondering why. Let me just ask my commenters, because I know there are Sony fanboys, there are Xbox One fan, or well, Microsoft fanboys, there are Nintendo fanboys. Truth be told, I don't care. If Nintendo does garbage, I'll say they do garbage. If Sony and Microsoft do garbage, I say they do garbage. Okay? I own 3 systems right now, and true, none of them are Sony systems, but I own the Wii, the Wii U, and the Xbox 360, so I'm a multi-system owner. I don't really care about one particular one. So I'm just asking, why is it that when it's Nintendo, people say it's got no games, but when it comes down to the other systems, it's like, oh, let's just play the games it got, and the games will come. It's like they're willing to settle with Microsoft and Sony, but with Nintendo they're not. And Nintendo came out with not only a larger number of games, but with games that got much higher reviews. So Nintendo, both in quality and in quantity, killed both launches of the PS4 and the Xbox One. So that's my question to all you guys out there. Sorry about the rant a bit. I was just kind of wondering because I was just really confused that people are kind of just saying let's give them time, but with Nintendo it was like they have no games. We're not giving them any time. Other than that, thank you for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and God bless.